Hello friends, my name is Asik Banerjee and I work with Happiest Health as a content writer. And today, on World Stuttering Awareness Day, I am going to share my own personal life experiences at what does it means to live with stammering or stuttering. If someone asks me that for how long I have been suffering from stammering, now the question is a bit difficult to answer. So it is just safe to assume that I am having this condition ever since I started speaking from the age of 2. So my earliest memory about stammering was when I would always feel envy by looking at my friends and other people who could speak at ease without facing any sort of difficulty. And this would also lead to some sort of an inferiority complex in me. Obviously, there were teasing from my friends who would always tease me. And if I talk about my childhood, which was obviously in the late 90s and the late 2000, at that time, due to the absence of internet, there was not readily available materials were not there. So my parents, who were obviously concerned because of my stammering, resorted to using all sort of weird advices which would be given by people. Like one of my swimming coach advised my father to apply butter on my tongue. A neighborhood auntie, she advised my mother that I should chew licorice root. There was also another gentleman who advised me to do Anulom Vilom, which is a breathing exercise 10 times a day. And my concerned parents also implemented all these weird and ideas on me in their attempt to cure my stammering. Everyone, including my parents, believed that there is some anatomical issue with my speaking mechanism, but this belief was laid to test when I went for my first speech therapy session at the age of 13 in 2005. Where the speech therapist said that there is no issue with my speaking anatomical speaking mechanism, but still they could not get the answer as why do I stammer. And as I grew during my teenage years, which are basically the formative years of life, at that time I faced with a peculiar issue of social anxiety which would make me feel inferior because of my stammering. So obviously I had a group of friends to be called as a teenage gang, but still at some aspect this inferiority complex was there, which also affected my ability to cultivate relationship with others. Like if I quote a funny anecdote that when I was around 18 or 19 years of age, I used to like a girl, but I could never approach her and tell her that I like you and would like to date you, because all I thought was that she would outright reject me because of my stammering. So post my teenage years, when I was in my early 20s, I went for my second speech therapy session. But in my case, both my speech therapy sessions failed to help me, because what was happening was that during the sessions, it was conducted in a controlled environment where the speech therapy would make me feel comfortable, so I would not stammer in the sessions. But once I would step out into the outside world where I was facing all sort of uncomfortable environment, and I was also speaking with unknown people, this fear of speaking would always creep in. So what helped me was the advice which was given by my first speech therapist, that stammering will only trouble me if I allow it to happen. So basically I just come to terms to accept the fact that it is completely fine to stammer and there is nothing wrong in it, and it should not make me feel inferior. So for all those people out there who are struggling with their stammering, whether they are in their teenage years or they are adults, and also the parents who are obviously concerned like my parents because of their words stammering issue, or I would like to say is that it is completely fine to stammer. There is nothing wrong in stammering, but you should never allow it to become an impediment in your personal as well as in your professional life. Now at the age of 31, if someone asks me whether I stammer or not, then the answer is yes. But does it troubles me? Then the answer is no.